Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live watch along on Football Talk podcast. My name is Ozzy, and I'm your host for today's show. The game between Liverpool and Bologna is set to begin in a few moments as the two captains are flipping a coin in terms of deciding who will start the game. So what we'll do before the game begins, we will review the starting lineups and we'll take it from there. So for Liverpool, as in the home team, Alisson starts in goal. Trent starts at right back. Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson. Surprised to see Robertson start. I thought he may have not been fit enough to play, but doesn't look like he's unfit. So he starts today. Groundberg and McAllister in the double pivot as expected for me. Salah, Szoboszlai, and Luis Diaz on the left. And Darwin Núñez gets to start in this fixture. For Bologna, you've got Skorupski in goal. You've got Miranda, Lukumi, Bukema, and Posh. And they've got Fuller in the number 6 role. And they've actually got an extra body in midfield. They normally play a 4-3-3, but they're playing a 4-1-4-1 today. So they've got Ndoye, Rubanski, Moro, Orsolidi, and they've got Delinga who starts for the team. Let's have a look at the bench. So Santiago Castro, who is their main striker, he probably wasn't fit enough to start, but he's on the bench. And then for Liverpool, you've got Gomez, Endo, Jones, Gakpo, Joe Jota, Simicas, Yaros, Kelleher, Kwanzaa, Tyler Morton, Conor Bradley, and Trey Nyoni. So still a very strong bench. So yeah, let's see how the game ends up playing out for Liverpool. So kickoff has begun. Liverpool actually have a throw in now. Big game for Darwin Núñez, I would say. He doesn't get many starts, but this is a great game for him to make an impression towards Arne Slot. Big game for Szoboszlai, who's been receiving some, I'll say, unjustified criticism from some section of the fan base, but he certainly needs to step up in terms of his performance. He hasn't been his best, and I feel like he needs to add some goals and assists to his tally as well, especially when he's playing a bit more advanced in that number 10 role. Oh, great turn there from Gravenberch. Drives with the ball right now, lays it off to Salah. Salah cuts in field. Back to Gravenberch. Oh, so Szoboszlai tried to do a little flick there. End up going through his leg entirely. And Darwin Núñez was near towards the far post, but wasn't able to make any contact. Szoboszlai misses that, unfortunately. Let's have a look at it again, replay. To be fair, it was Szoboszlai and Luis Diaz. Maybe with Szoboszlai being the player in front, may have distracted Luis Diaz from making any sort of execution there. But that was a good opportunity. Great run from Gravenberch. Good turn of pace there from the Dutch midfielder. He's got the ball again. He's definitely involved in action in the opening couple of minutes. Trent Alexander-Arnold tries to whip in across, blocked by Ndoye. Corner kick for Liverpool. Liverpool, the far aggressive team, which is a surprise because normally it's the opposition that are more aggressive. But it's good to see Liverpool on the front foot from the opening minute. Trying to get that early goal will definitely help in terms of the outcome of the game, and it can definitely help us manage the game better. Maybe even bring on some players in the second half and rotate with our congested fixture list coming up. So far so good in terms of positive starts. Robertson is set to take the corner kick from the right-hand side. Headed away by Bologna there. Groundback gets the ball away through a deflection there. Trent Alexander-Arnold, lovely pass to Luis Diaz. Absolutely beautiful pass there. Diaz cuts in field, still has the ball. Szoboszlai. Robertson to Diaz. Szoboszlai. Good turn from Diaz. Lovely pass there to Mohamed Salah. Unfortunately, unable to get past Miranda there. Beautiful ball from Van Dijk. Trademark pass. Switched it from one flank to another. He does that pass so effortlessly as well. Beautifully hit pass. But Salah just wasn't quick enough to get around that fullback. Alisson with the ball. Hits it long. Diaz tries to knock it down, but unable to get past the right back there. Szoboszlai the ball to Robertson. Something that we need to sort of analyze in regards to our midfield shape. You know, a lot has been said about Szoboszlai playing a number 10 role. If you look at the pitch right now, he's as deep as any of the other midfielders. So his role for me isn't a traditional number 10. I feel like he's just a more advanced player. So a number 8 where he's got a bit more license to roam around. But other than that, it's pretty much a similar kind of position that he played under Jurgen Klopp last year. It's just that I feel like he did probably more running to accommodate Trent Alexander-Arnold whenever he became an inverted fullback. So in terms of new tactics, it will definitely take time for him to get used to the new sort of way of playing. It won't be too dissimilar to how he played last year. But having said that, it's still a new role. And I feel like the coach is still expecting him to get, a high number of goals and assists. So needs to be a bit more direct in his play. Look, in terms of his attitude and putting a graft for the team, he definitely does that. So I feel like he shouldn't be written off. A lot of fans have already, said that he shouldn't be a starter in the long term and should probably be replaced by a superior number 10 next year. Remains to be seen what happens in terms of that long-term future. But right now, he's probably one of our best options in that role, and we've got to support him. So there's a familiar face in the opposition in Delinga, who we may remember from last year. He was the striker for Toulouse and actually scored against us in the Europa League campaign. So he's already got a good record against us, so we need to make sure we keep him quiet. Groundberg unable to control the ball there with his half turn. Orsolini has a shot. Absolute wayward effort. Nearly hits the corner flag. Terrible effort there. Trent, quick on the counter attack there. Donors trying his best to press as much as possible and try and stop the team from playing from the back. Good pressing there from Szoboszlai. Oh, good through ball there. Bologna. Oh my God, they've opened the scoreline. No, it's offside. And it's that man that I just mentioned to you guys, Delinga. Yes, he went too early, and I don't think he needed to. He could have held that run a bit more. It's a lovely finish. Wasn't hit with pure power. It was just slightly dinked. It's rolling into the net. The last defender, I think, might have been Trent, wasn't able to stop that ball. So good finish from the striker, but unfortunately he was offside there right in the end. But that's a close call for Liverpool. Liverpool need to be aware of those passes because the assist that came through, no one was marking that player there. So we need to make sure we're marking tight, and especially in the middle of the park. Good header there from Konate. So Bozlai showing real aggression today, positive from him. McAllister to Szoboszlai. Nice one too. McAllister through to Nunes. Nunes to Salah. Salah dinked effort. And that is a goal that begins the scoreline for Liverpool. I feel it's Mohamed Salah at scored. I don't see Diaz and McAllister getting that touch, but it was a bit of a weird finish to be fair. It looked like a cross and it just ended up hitting the back of the net. The cameras are zooming into McAllister, so it could be where he got the last touch. Let's have a look at the replay. But good response from Liverpool, where we felt like we conceded the first goal moments ago, but we ruled out for offside. So we responded and made sure we got on the score sheet ourselves. Good 1-2 from McAllister and Szoboszlai. Good control for Darwin Núñez. Lays it off to Salah. Lovely put. Everyone's on side, so that's not the debate. Oh, it's actually a good tap in there from McAllister. I thought it looked a bit peculiar that no one touched the ball there, but yeah, could have been Diaz or McAllister there. Mac 10 gets onto the score sheet. Great start for Liverpool, scoring in the opening 10 minutes. Yeah, well, he's not going to score an easier goal than that. So great finish there from the Argentinian. Long ball towards Ndoye. Unable to control that one. Throwing to Liverpool. First time pass there on Trent, unable to find Darwin Núñez. With the ball now through Luis Diaz on the left channel. He finds Gravenberch. Gravenberch keeps it simple, passes it to Van Dijk. McAllister with a dinked pass there. Blocked by Bologna. Thrown to Liverpool. Vincenzo Italiano, the head coach of Bologna. Good control from Salah. That must have been a foul there, but referee doesn't agree and he waves play on. Good header there from Konate. Gets on the second one. Brilliant from Liverpool, winning the aerial battles there. Robertson. Oh, unlucky with the pass there for he just about creeped it in towards Mohamed Salah. Good pressure there from Szoboszlai. Liverpool able to get possession. He passes to Darwin Núñez. Núñez loses the ball there on the right channel. Delenga seems like a very interesting player. He always seems to step up when he plays Liverpool. Bologna with the ball through Orsolini. Whips in across. Not enough height there. Cleared away by Robertson. Control from Diaz. Callister to Konate. Konate to Salah. Fantastic pass to Trent. Trent through ball to Darwin Núñez. 1-on-1. Great finish. But unfortunately, he's offside. Let's have a look at the replay. That's disappointing. He's offside. But he should have held his run there. In those kind of moments, the striker is always the favourable person to get on the end of that ball. So all he had to do was make a sort of like a sideways run, and then once that ball is through, then he can just ping forward. That's something you're taught, sort of like when you're playing your teenage years. But yeah, unfortunately, didn't hold his run the way he should have, and then he was actually a couple of yards offside. So disappointing because it was actually a great finish from him as well. Good start from Liverpool in the opening 17 minutes. As you can see, it's 1-0 to Liverpool. Could have been 2, but unfortunately, Darwin Núñez was in an offside position when he was 1-on-1 with the keeper. Szoboszlai lays it off to Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz took a bit long to pass the ball to Salah. Salah had the right idea to pass it back to Diaz, but Diaz should have released that ball a lot long before he did. Gravenberch, Szoboszlai. Nice play there from Szoboszlai. Salah. Szoboszlai shoots. Very unlucky. Didn't really make the purest of contacts there. Feel like he kind of sliced it off rather than, hitting it with laces. I feel like if he hit it with laces there, we'll smash it into the back of the net there. But positive play from Liverpool. Great play there between Salah and Szoboszlai on that right side. Obviously, the cross there. Cleared away. Darwin Núñez. Lovely pass towards Salah. Fortunately, the defender came across and took possession of the ball. Ndoye is one of the players that I mentioned in my match preview to look out for. Really good attacking player. Normally plays on the left wing. He's on the ball right now. Lays it off to Dalinga. Robertson. Do want to take any risk there. Makes the clearance for a corner kick. Corner kick taken. Cleared away by Robertson. Surprising to see Mebisha start this game. Really good player. Liverpool on the counter attack through Salah. The final ball, not enough pace to find Luis Diaz. Szoboszlai controls it, lays it off to Konate, and Liverpool rebuild from the back once again. Trent with the ball now. Van Dijk to Robertson. Lovely pass there from Diaz to Robertson. Good control from Gravenberch. Pushes Fuller there, making sure his presence is known. Trent to Salah. Gravenberch. Robertson to Darwin Núñez. Unable to lay off to Diaz there. Szoboszlai. Area battle there. Van Dijk gets on the end of it, and he's actually in a central area. Darwin Núñez, he shoots. That first touch was inviting him to take a shot in the following move there. Left footed strike, unable to hit a real conviction straight at the keeper. Playing the same pass there from the left side on Dalinga. Van Dijk definitely put the pressure on him there. Come on, Alisson. Poor pass there to Robertson. Throw into Bologna. As Posh steps up. Yeah, what a fantastic assist from Mohamed Salah there. Pretty much killed the opposition with that one pass. And McAllister, it could be McAllister, it could have been Diaz going on in that pass there. So good move there from Liverpool. Aston Villa, I can see on the side, are on the lead. They're beating Bayern Munich, which, yeah, not a bad start to their evening today. Bologna playing a bit of risky football right now, trying to play everything from the back. But when you got a pressing team like Liverpool, it's not always the safest tactic to deploy. As they were very close to giving an opportunity to put it on the plate. Offside for Bologna. Trent to Darwin Núñez. Tries to lay it off for Salah, but poor direction there. Who's down the ground? Is that Delinga? Van Dijk gets a booking for that challenge. Yeah, it is Delinga. It seems to be holding his jaw. Was there anything to it? Nah, not a yellow card for me. Yes, it's definitely a foul. Don't get me wrong. Don't think there's anything malicious about that challenge. Both players were trying to get ahead of their man there, and Van Dijk threw an arm there, but nothing in terms of intent to put the player to the ground. It was just mainly trying to use leverage on him and use his strength to get past him. So, being a bit harsh to get a yellow card there. Excuse me. Looks like it's a corner kick for Bologna. Nope, it's a goal kick. Poor header there from OZZWRLD. Oh, they're not hitting the crossbar. For that moment, I would say Alisson probably should have just hit the ball long rather than playing it short every 2 minutes. Because there was a lot to ask for OZZWRLD to head that ball in a position where there was no danger, and unfortunately, it ended up going to the opposition there. Cranberg gets the ball to Diaz, who's on the right channel this time. Lovely pass to Darwin Núñez. Núñez shoots. too much power there, unfortunately. Just goes over the bar. Just got a comment here from Steve, who says, let's go, champ. Let's go indeed. Big up, Steve. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for tuning in. Not bad start from Liverpool, as Liverpool are winning 1-0 at Anfield against Bologna. Almost half an hour played. Swarovski with the ball. Liverpool definitely trying to press and retrieve the ball. Suppose that being the highest man up top. Or still need the ball 1-on-1 with Diaz. Good effort there to try and find his teammate. Suppose like the ball on the counter, but the referee blows the whistle. Apparently there was a foul on Bukema. Darwin is certainly not happy with that decision. But a very positive start from Liverpool. I can't really fault anyone in terms of their play. I've been very impressed with everyone's performance. Everyone's really put a shift in so far. Very energetic performance from Liverpool in the first half game. So definitely impressed. I like what I'm seeing so far. Currently we have a free kick from Bologna. Oh, that's actually a fantastic cross. But they did not capitalize. The last player, I'm not sure who it was, tried to head it back to the danger zone, but he ended up hitting his own player and then ended up being more of a defensive block than an attacking moment there. So big opportunity there from Bologna. As positive as Liverpool have played, there's still cracks that unfortunately Bologna could capitalize on. They almost just scored through Ndoye, the player that I mentioned earlier on, just hit the outside of the post there. Alisson parries it away, but still in the danger zone. And he was beaten there, to be fair, with Ndoye's shot as it flashes through the goal, but hits the outside of the box. Let's have a look at the free kick again. Delinga misses the ball completely. Orsolini tries to head it back, but ends up hitting Posh rather than finding Delinga, who was right next to Posh as well. It would have been an easy tapping, but yeah, not to be for Bologna. Just gonna go through a couple of comments here. Steve has asked, did Arne have to put out a strong 11 tonight with our next game at 12:30? I just don't think he's a big fan of heavy rotation, if I'm being honest, because the team that began today, I pretty much predicted. The only difference for me was that I wanted Jota to start and it ended up being Darwin Núñez, just due to the fact that Darwin Núñez was 50-50. Oof. Liverpool almost conceded another goal. Bologna have been applying the pressure on us in the last 5 minutes, and they're getting closer and closer, and it's definitely a bit of a concern right now. Ndoye getting the ball off Trent there. Liverpool need to do much better in possession. Ndoye the cross with Diaz. Oof. Van Dijk to Darwin Núñez. Steve asks, how's the crowd? I wouldn't say they're as vocal as we would normally expect in a European night. So yeah, a difficult one to say. I think maybe just due to the type of game it is, where both teams have been playing positively in terms of the attacking sense, but I don't think it's as loud as we would expect. But maybe because it's match day 2, I'll probably just say that, or maybe the opposition is not rivaling us in terms of that attacking play. So who knows? Maybe it'll pick up in the second half, but in terms of the team's performance, they have been playing really well. So Bosley driving the ball right now, finds Salah. Poor pass from Salah. His final ball in the last few games have been really missed. Like his aim has just been completely out of the zone. It's been no good whatsoever. That was a poor ball. They tried to thread it towards Darwin Núñez, but that ball was just never on. So yeah, poor decision making there from Salah. Really needs to improve that final pass. Steve just asks, how is Núñez Salah playing? Well, before that moment there, they've actually not played too bad. Darwin Núñez had a chance where he was through 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, scored, but unfortunately he was offside. Should have done better there in terms of holding his run, because pretty much the last man, and he would definitely beat the defender for speed there. So I think, yeah, should have done better there. In terms of Salah's play, generally in terms of the build-up play, he's been really good. But that final pass, it's just lacking quality, whether it's, the type of ball, if it's speed, or for me, his decision making in terms of finding the right pass is questionable as well. So, yeah, in terms of the final ball, he needs to work on it. But in terms of build-up play, yeah, he's pretty much very active and very much involved. Steve's comment is, who scores the next goal wins the game. I'll be honest with you, even if Bologna's got the equaliser, I will still have more faith that Liverpool will extend the lead, just because I don't feel like Bologna will trouble us going forward, and I feel like Liverpool have too much quality to just let that lead fade away, because we have created a lot of chances. We're better on the ball as of yet in terms of the last 36 minutes. But it's more a mentality thing where if they score, how we react. But because we're at home, I think that might just give that advantage to keep going and try and get the second. But as of yet, that is not the situation. We're 1-0 up, and we look like the more sort of positive team that will get the next goal. Diaz, good pass there from Trent on the right hand side. Diaz unable to control and shoot there. But yeah, as I was saying, we look like the most likely team to score next. Bologna, they had that small little phase of play where they were troubling our defense, but it wasn't like concrete shots on goal, or Alisson had to produce a worldie or anything to that nature. It was just that they were applying a lot of pressure and pushing us further down towards the goal. But the momentum can shift very quickly. So right now it's a corner kick for Liverpool, with Robertson set to take the corner kick. This guy's just holding on to Konate. Konate and Bukema have both been booked as they were tussling, as you normally do in a free kick. Normally, the referee would just say, calm it down, boys. But for both of them to get booked, yeah, it's a bit outrageous, I can't lie. Corner kick taken, punched away by Zarupski. Groundwork tries to go through two players there, but was blocked in the end. Szoboszlai, fantastic defensive play there. Barges the ball off that player. McAllister drives with the ball, tries to lay off to Szoboszlai, but that was a poor pass. Was nowhere near Szoboszlai. That moment, McAllister should have taken a shot himself. Oh, great turn of speed from Groundwork. Glides with the ball. They're very unlucky not to get through. Just a couple of comments there from Steve says, how is Dom's final pass? He's not really had a lot of moments where he's had the final pass, but in terms of his general play, I think he's been very positive today. Aggressive in terms of tackling as well. He's got the ball off the players quite a few times. Right now, he's driving the ball. Tries to lay off to Nunes. Unfortunately, Nunes wasn't able to read that pass there. But no, he hasn't really threaded final passes today, but he has been part of the build-up. The goal that we scored today, it led to a Szoboszlai and McAllister 1-2, and then with Salah hitting the cross and then McAllister going on the end of it. So he's definitely been pivotal in how Liverpool have played today. Very positive. The front player in terms of the press. So no, very encouraging signs from him today. I just feel like he needs that goal to really give him a bit of an uplifting confidence. But let's see. He's done, for me, he's played really well today so far. And Steve asks, aren't they playing 4-2-3-1? I was saying the opening 10-15 minutes, it didn't feel like that. It felt like a more of a 4-3-3 because Szoboszlai was literally playing alongside Groundwork and McAllister next to him. So it felt like a flat three. But I think as the game's gone on with the transition and maybe the goal that has helped us play back to our normal formation. So right now it's a 4-2-3-1. Luis Diaz, great turn on the left side. Robertson reclaims the ball, passes to Van Dijk. So yes, currently we're playing 4-2-3-1, but I think tactically it didn't start the game off in that formation. I think we went like for like with Bologna, and then we eventually just evolved and started playing our normal shape now because you've got McAllister and Groundwork in a double pivot now, but you've got Szoboszlai not playing as a number 10, but just playing a bit more advanced. So like a number 8 more so, and then more so than a number 10, if I'm being honest. I feel like he is playing as a number 8, so we're playing with 2 6s and an 8, but some fans will say it's not quite the case. Salah goes past the fullback there, heavy touch. Referee says nothing wrong with that moment there, so goal kick to Bologna. Steve says Robbo shocking on corners. I'm surprised he's taking corners from that side. I would definitely prefer Trent from that part of the pitch. But yeah, the crossing, it's not been the best, but I just feel like Robertson should be on the other side rather than the right side. And as Steve also said, Matt Dom should take our corners. Robbo, Trent, Alexander-Arnold are shocking at them. I think Trent is still good at corners. So, what's his name? Robertson does have his moments, but yeah, he's a bit inconsistent, I'll say, with his set pieces. So, Bozla is an interesting shout because I know he does it for his national team, and I know he did it for his previous club, Red Bull Leipzig. So, yeah, definitely a bit of variation maybe in terms of having different set piece takers. Darwin Núñez pressing for the ball right now. He's worked hard today, Darwin Núñez, to be fair. Groundwork Gets the ball after Van Dijk nicks it off the striker there. Szoboszlai to Diaz. Liverpool playing it from the back now. I feel like there was a moment there to capitalise in the final third, but it's reverted back to Alisson now. Good turn there from Salah. No, wave play on, please. That was definitely not a foul. Behave. The player just dropped to ground with complete ease. He's holding on to his ankle. Unless Salah steps on his foot, I'm not too sure. But oh, it's accidental. Come on, behave. Score comment from Steve. He says, "Can we get 3-0 up as soon as if possible, so we can get 5 subs on?" I think even if we get the second goal, I think the subs will come on. So I'm expecting players to come on in that hour mark. Ooh, Robertson in the corner kick there. Van Dijk completely misses the ball. He's arguing with the referee, saying that, not going to award anything there. Just been pushed out the way. The referee was just not amused at all whatsoever. Steve says, both teams 50-50 possession, tight game. I couldn't quite say 50-50, but having said that, I do feel like Bologna have really stepped up in the last 15 minutes. After the half an hour mark, I feel like they've certainly made their presence felt. But it's halftime right now. Liverpool are winning 1-0. For me, positive play from Liverpool, very aggressive from the opening minute. Scored the goal with McAllister, great assist from Mohamed Salah. Even though I was criticising his final pass, that pass was exquisite, but it's the other passes where he needs to improve on. Darwin Núñez did hit the back of the net, but unfortunately he was ruled out for offside, which was the correct call. Should have done better with his run there. Bologna have been applying the pressure. No sort of concrete chances where Alisson's produced a number of saves or anything to that nature. But, they've picked up a lot of possessions in the last 15, 20 minutes. And I feel like if they continue, then they're definitely there to grab the equaliser from us. So the next goal is very important. If they get the goal, the momentum could shift. But because it's at Anfield, I feel like home advantage will play a part in terms of the team's spirit. And hopefully that situation doesn't happen, because I'd rather we get the second goal and continue from there onwards. So let's see how it is. But what I'll do now, quickly grab myself a drink, and then I'll return. We'll speak about some tactics, and I'll also present which players could or should come on later in the second half. I like to see all 5 substitutes used, to be fair. I don't think it's a game where we need to be picky into maybe 1 or 2 players. I think rest a number of players as much as possible. We've got West Ham, we've got Crystal Palace this weekend. They're probably not in the best of form right now, but we still need to make sure we capitalize and get the win, because it's at Selhurst Park. Seems to be our bogey ground over the years. So form kind of goes out the window in some fixtures. So I feel like we definitely need to make sure we have a fully fit squad and we are raring to go in that fixture. So what I'll do, I'll be back very, very shortly, and then we can discuss the game in more detail. So I'll be back very, very soon, guys. See you soon. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the live watch along. What we'll do, we'll read some of the comments that's come up from Steve, and then we can talk about potential substitutions that I feel like could happen in the second half. That's what we got. That's the score right there. McAllister scoring in the 11th minute. So let's go through some of Steve's comments first. So Steve says, Aussie, even if we are 10-0 up on 70-minute, Honor will only make 2 subs. I hope not. I feel like that is one thing with Arsenal. He's not adventurous when it comes to substitutions. I feel like under Jurgen Klopp, we were, ready to throw the kitchen sink if required, throwing as many players as possible. But in this game, I feel like he needs to utilize his squad with a game coming up, like you mentioned earlier on, Steve, at midday on Saturday. It can't be where the guys are playing 90 minutes and no sort of rotation, and even the players that are on the bench, they still need a bit of game time to have a bit of rhythm going into that next fixture. So it's very important for starters and players on the bench to get some minutes under their belt and try not to overwork some of the players. So the likes of Darwin Núñez and Robertson. Darwin Núñez was ill earlier this week, so he's probably still not fully recovered. And then you've got Robertson, who took a bit of a knock in the last game against Wolves. So even though he started today, you still don't want to risk the player from aggravating any sort of injury going forward. So very important. I feel like Arne Slot utilizes his squad and makes those 5 substitutions. If they're available, why not make use of it? So let's see how that happens or how it pans out. Steve's comment is now Darwin Núñez scores more goals being offside than when he's offside. That is his problem. He hasn't mastered the art of running on the shoulder to keep onside and then scoring the goals. It's something he really needs to improve. And because he's so quick as well, I feel like he can literally give that defender a yard or two, and he'll still catch up, or he'll surpass them even. So yeah, it's just small details that I feel like differentiates him from being a top striker to an elite striker, in my opinion. He's got the ability, the potential to be really good. But there's areas of his game where I feel like, unfortunately, at the highest level, if you don't have it, it's just not in your locker. It's not within your remit to play at the highest level, in my opinion. So, what I'm saying is basically in terms of composure in front of goal, I think he lacks that. Even though the finish today that he applied was a really good finish, 1-on-1, but he needs to do that on a more consistent basis. So, let's see. Hopefully, second half, he's able to change the tune there. And then Steve's last comment is both our centre backs got yellows. Damn, get them off when we score the second goal. Yeah, I definitely think that is something we need to be wary of. Obviously, it doesn't impact our domestic campaign. However, in terms of the Champions League, you don't want to get red cards here and there. It's so early on into the tournament. So for me, it's probably important to get one of those substitutes on for the centre back position. Whether it's Quansah or Joe Gomez that comes on, I do expect a centre back to come off at some stage. So I can see Jota getting some words of wisdom there from Ansel, so maybe he's in line to come on in the coming minutes. So yeah, let's see who Liverpool bring on. Right now, no one's come on to the pitch. It's pretty much the same teams for both, I think. So let's see, the game's underway now. McAllister almost loses the world, but that's fantastic to gain his balance and retrieve the ball. Trent Long walk top towards Darwin Nunes. Szoboszlai lays it off to Salah. Szoboszlai makes the run, but Salah doesn't read it. Right foot crossed it from Salah to Darwin Nunes. Difficult opportunity as the ball was pretty much lifted in the air, and then the header applied by Darwin Nunes had more flight than accuracy. So yeah, goal kick for Bologna. Fantastic pressing there from Szoboszlai. Committed to the cause there. Covered some grounds to make that block. The lingo of the ball. Great interception there from Gravenberch. Gravenberch looked neat and tidy today. And Diaz to Trent. Ball gets taken away from Ndoye. Nice little shoulder bars there from Diaz. Free kick to Bologna. Now, in terms of possible substitutions that I think Slot, I don't know why I said Klopp there. That Slot should consider in the second half. I think he should make 5 subs. Whether he does or not remains to be seen. But for me, I'll give you some possible players I feel like should come on. So I mentioned, Steve mentioned the centre backs, both of them on yellow. So one of them, I think, should come off at some stage. It'd probably be Konate. I would take off and then bring on Joe Gomez. I think Joe Gomez will just be a better option in terms of Kwanzaa, just due to experience, and so it might just be better suited to just come on and settle the game down rather than have any other impact. I'd probably take off Robertson and bring on Tsimikas, just because Robertson's returned from injury, so I'd rather manage his minutes better so he's ready for the game against Crystal Palace this Saturday. And in terms of the midfield, I'd like to see Curtis Jones come on in place of McAllister, possibly. So that's 3 substitutions there. And then Luis Diaz off for Cody Gakpo. Surprised Cody Gakpo didn't start in this fixture. So I feel like he definitely deserves a bit of a run out. And I'd probably bring on Diogo Jota in place of Darwin Núñez. So that's 5 substitutes. So we've got, let's see if Arne Slot hears me out. But yeah, right now we're touching that 50th minute. Let's see what happens. Darwin Núñez lays it off to Salah. Salah to Gravenberch. Szoboszlai cuts in. Those situations, I just feel like he needs to shoot. But I'm sure it's instructions from the coach to, not waste possession by taking long shots. McAllister, lovely pass to Trent. Slightly heavy touch there, unable to go forward and apply a dinked effort. But good move there from McAllister and Trent as well on that right side. Just got a couple of comments here from Richard. He says, hi, Ozzy, assalamu alaikum. Welcome salam to you, Richard. I hope you're doing well. He says, how are you? And also, how's your family? We're all good, thank you. I hope you're doing well. And I hope your family is good as well. And he said, Pakistani community in the UK are the hardest working people. They are honest, genuine, and law-abiding citizens. Many thanks. Welcome. Big up for your comment there. Appreciate it as always. And Richard also said, Liverpool need to stop making mistakes at the back and midfield. Also be ruthless up top with Diaz, Salah, and I think we meant Núñez at the end there. Szoboszlai and Núñez need to improve. We need another goal to finish the game off. 100%. We certainly need that second goal. 1-0 results are always risky ones, especially when it's against a team that, on paper aren't superior or like for like. And once they get that equalizer, they're just jeered by the crowd, and then it really spurs them on to get that winning goal. And it's happened in the past in numerous occasions. So yeah, second goal will probably just kill off the game and then bring on the substitutes that will disrupt the momentum for the opposite team to find any rhythm. So yeah, try and get the second goal as soon as possible, and then manage the game properly, and then take the foot off the pedal a little bit as well. We don't need to go all guns blazing. As long as we get the win today, that is the most important thing. So Darwin Núñez trying to get on the end of Trent's ball there, unable to find it due to the pressure from the defender. I think Szoboszlai has done a decent job today, to be fair. Darwin Núñez hasn't been involved in terms of the build-up play, but he's working hard for the team. He's pressing, but at the same time, it's all good and well doing that. You still need to show a bit of end product, and at the stage, he hasn't really had many chances. He had that one chance where he scored, but unfortunately was offside. So, yeah, I think Jota will definitely come on and have more of an impact. Diaz, that's fantastic well to retrieve the ball. McAllister finds Diaz again. Diaz tried to lay off for Robertson, but blocked there by Orsolini there. I'm not sure what he's doing in Anfield, but we've got Gareth Southgate as one of the spectators. Potential United new Man United manager. Who knows? That's the rumor that he's under consideration. That'd be a fantastic appointment. But I'd rather United stick to Ten Hag. I think he's doing a fantastic job there. Another comment from Richard. He says sometimes Robertson released the ball too early, panic, and he's limited with his technical abilities as a footballer. Today, I don't think he's been too bad. Set pieces, he hasn't done that well too far, but I think with Robertson, it's just finding those right passes. But I do like the improvement of Robertson and Diaz on that left side. They've definitely formed a better partnership than they have in previous times. I feel like last season that was something where they never really interchanged that well on the left flank. But this year I've been impressed with their general play on that left side. So now with Robertson, yeah, they can definitely be quicker on the ball. But generally he does try to find the right pass. So let's see, he's just giving a foul away here. Free kick to Bologna. And he's also picked up a yellow card. Richard said Liverpool need to control the ball. Yeah, I think just because we've just started the second half, they're trying to find their rhythm once again. I feel like once we get that second goal, it will just settle the nerves and the team can just play with a bit more confidence and relaxation going forward. Oh, good save there from Alisson. Orsolini, fantastic shot on that left side. Hit that real power as well, to be honest. Richard said Liverpool making Bologna look good. I wouldn't say we're making them look good. They've definitely got a bit more involvement in the game. Obviously, the chance here, very close to scoring, but fantastic block from Alisson. But no, they're not. I don't feel too worried, if I'm being honest. I don't feel like they're applying that much pressure on us. For me, it's just a moment of time. or matter of time, I should say, where we extend the lead. Because it's not like we aren't really on the front foot. We're still trying to create chances. Nothing clear cut, unfortunately, but I just feel like we're making better use of the ball, whereas they are trying to make things happen, but not in a direct way. More possession of the ball than us right now. We're playing a bit more of a direct game. So, good pass there from Bologna. Ndoye cuts in. Oh, good opportunity there for Bologna. And it was Ubanski with the shot. Too much power there. Should have done much better there, if I'm being honest. Great opportunity. Great run from Ndoye on the left wing. Lays it off. Touch. And yeah, he should have at least hit the target there. I think his posture was just completely wrong. Back was too straight. So when you apply those shots, they do seem to swerve away. So looks like Jota is coming on as a sub. I think he'll be in place with Darwin Núñez. Richard said McAllister and Alisson look young. Alisson definitely, because he shaved his beard. Probably looks 10 years younger. McAllister might just be haircut, or maybe he's trimmed his beard a little bit. Looks a bit more neat and tidy. So yeah, Alisson definitely looks younger. Saw a clip from the Liverpool Instagram account where he was saying that once he shaved his beard, his daughter said that he's her brother now because he looks so young. So yeah, definitely when you shave your beard, I guess you do look a lot younger. But yeah, that was quite funny. How was Chiesa injured? I'm actually not too sure. Don't think there was much information given in terms of what happened. I think it was just a knock more than anything else. So I think we'll find out in the coming days. But yeah, probably just rules him out for this fixture. But hopefully he'll be in contention to play this weekend. Yeah, I don't think it's a serious injury, but who knows? I'm sure we'll find out in the coming days before the Palace game. Liverpool have a corner right now. Robertson whips in across. Not bad effort there. It's another corner kick. I don't think that was a Liverpool player who got the last touch. So yeah, corner kick for Liverpool again, but this time it will be on the opposite side. And then Richard has asked me, Darwin Núñez, sell or keep? I've voiced my opinion on Darwin Núñez quite a bit, and it hasn't really changed. I would personally sell in the long term. But obviously for now, he's a Liverpool player, so he's always going to get my support. But if we're thinking transfers and going forward as a team, I think next year it would be right for us to part ways and try and bring a different profile of a striker to the club. Graham Burke, nice pass to McAllister. He finds Salah. Salah lifts the ball into the box. Luis Diaz nods it back towards Van Dijk, but unfortunately blocked by the defender there. Orsolini gets past Robertson with ease there, to be fair. So Boslai, fantastic defender. Great engine to close that ball down. That could have definitely led to a counter-attack. And Steve's just asked me, any subs on? We're literally making one right now. And as I predicted it, on the hour mark as well. So Darwin Núñez is coming off and Diogo Jota is coming in his place. But, like we were saying earlier on, we need a bit more than just one or two subs. We need all five to be utilised with the games coming up. So yeah. Steve said Chiesa muscle injuries. That's what I've heard as well. But they haven't really explained in terms of how long the layoff will be. I think he might be out for a week or something like that. So just that Alisson had that muscle injury, he was out for a week. So it might just be where he might be in contention for a Palace game, or he might just be rested and he'll be ready for the fixtures next week. What should I say next week? I think we have international break, don't we? So it'll be on the 20th that we play again. So annoying that we have another international break coming up. And I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me. It just messes up so much in terms of Liverpool's run of games and just the flow of club football as well. I'm not really into this sort of international games being played. I don't even tune into it, to be honest with you. So yeah, we've got Palace on the 5th and then literally 2-week break. And then we've got Chelsea at Anfield on the 20th. So that's on a Sunday, I believe, as well. So yeah, long break off that. But so I would probably say he's more likely to start in, or to, shall I say, be available for team selection for the Chelsea game rather than the Palace game. Diaz attacking the byline right now. He's fouled in the box, a bit theatrical. Don't think that was a penalty. Needs to be careful. Can get booked for those sort of things there. Steve says 3 of our defenders on yellows. Get 2 off now before they get sent off. Yeah, I definitely get Robertson off, mainly due to not overworking him in this fixture, especially if he's just returned from a little knock over the weekend. I would expect him to play 60, 70 minutes and then be taken off for Simicast anyway. But Graham Burke, lovely pass to Salah. Salah shoots! Very close. Just missed the post there. Good pass from Graham Burke. And Salah, so unlucky not to hit the back of the net there. Very unlucky, very close. But yeah, in terms of your comment there, I think maybe one of the centre-backs should come off. But Arne doesn't give me that vibe that he's ready to bring on a lot of players right now. So we'll wait and see. Steve also said Nunes should have gone left wing, taking off Diaz. I'm pleased that Josh has come on, to be fair. I'd rather see Gakpo come on and play on the left wing rather than seeing Darwin Nunes there. I know some people like Darwin Nunes on the left. The only time I want to see him on the left is when he's been brought off the bench and then he's attacking that byline to cause havoc on the flank rather than being out in that left winger, because I don't think that's his position. That's not his role. I'd rather play Gakpo, who's in phenomenal form. He deserves to be playing left wing ahead of Darwin Nunes, in my opinion. McAllister's on the floor. That was slightly concerned. Little nudge on his back there. He has had back injuries in recent months, so yeah, it's something we need to be wary of. Maybe even take him off. I said bring on Curtis Jones in his place. Whether Arnold does that remains to be seen. Steve says we need players to go on strike to stop all these meaningless international games. Yeah, they're so meaningless. Tell me about it. Great run in from Szoboszlai. Lovely cross to Diaz. Goalkeeper does fantastically well to claim the ball before Diaz got in on that one. Good turn of speed there from Szoboszlai. But yeah, Rodri has actually come out and said that the players could go on strike just due to the number of games that they're playing. And it's not even just the international break, even in club football, they're playing a lot more games than they should be, in my opinion. So, but the international games, they definitely play a part, with all this Nation League and all this nonsense. It's just unnecessary games for the sake of it. And, the spectators I know aren't as high as, when you're watching Premier League football or Champions League football. They just need to bin it and try and reduce the amount of games, because generally, if you're a top side and you play all competitions and you get to like the semi-finals or the finals, you're averaging about 50, maximum 60 games if you're literally trying to go for the quad, which we have done on 2 occasions in the last few years. But nowadays, I feel like that has extended to about 60, 70 because players are involved in different cup competitions, whether it's international football or domestically, and now they're trying to introduce a bigger sort of tournament when it comes to Club World Cup. So it's just adding more games for revenue. Let's be honest, it's got nothing to do with entertainment aspect. It's all about making that money, right? So there will come a point where I feel like players might go on strike. And some fans will say, these players earn so much money, they need to just, crack on, get on with it. Easier said than done, to be fair. Yes, they're earning a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but end of the day, they're in a very high-pressured role where they have to perform week in, week out, and their bodies are on the line as well. Remember, footballers don't have long careers, so when they hit their 30s, that's when their body deteriorates, and then that leads to injuries being picked up, and then some players aren't able to even prolong their career after suffering these sort of recurring injuries, or one big injury can definitely impact their career altogether. So you have to consider the health of these players. It's not just about the wealth. We're all quick to say, oh, these guys are earning this much money, that much money. But think about what these guys go through every day. They're training at high intensity, they're playing elite football, they're playing the best players around the world. And the games are coming thick and fast. Liverpool, for example, we play games every 2-3 days. So if we don't have a big squad, we're not able to challenge in all cylinders. And with a club of our reputation and heritage, we are always in those conversations about winning cups and leagues and all that sort of stuff. So we have to be part of that mix. So it remains to be seen what happens. I do think the players do need to voice their concern. I know Alisson and Rodri have, but I feel like more of them do need to come out and put UEFA or FIFA, whoever's involved, on blast, because it is getting a bit ridiculous now. The international football stuff, I hardly watch it. I'm only watching the major competitions, if I'm being brutally honest. The friendlies and all that stuff, it presents no interest to me whatsoever. So, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. But I do feel like it needs to be scrapped. I totally agree. Right now, we're touching the 68th minute. I can see Simicast and Gakpo getting ready to come on. So, positives there. That's almost 3 subs there, Steve. So, we've got 2 more to go to complete the set. So let's see if he was able to bring on a couple of players before that 90th minute. But yeah, Gakpo definitely will come on for Diaz, and Simicast like for Robertson. So the 2 players that I mentioned earlier on at halftime are coming on. So Bosley pressing alongside Jota. Bologna playing the ball at the back right now. Posh tries to lay it off for Delinga. Not surprised that they haven't started or they haven't brought on their star striker in Santiago Castro. Probably resting him from their Serie A fixtures rather than gambling on his fitness today, which isn't really necessary, to be honest. Robertson to Luis Diaz. Diaz cuts in. Can he shoot? Can he shoot? No, he can't. 2 many touches there. 2 extra touches. Should have shot as soon as he got close to the center of that area. Missed opportunity there. Okay, substitutes are about to come on. Just going to go through some of the comments here. So Steve says, get Gomez on Konate also before he gets sent off. Yeah, definitely put on Gomez. That's the shout that I gave as well. Gomez on for Konate at least. You know, it'll be. I doubt he'd take off Van Dijk and Konate because they're on both of them on yellow cards. But if I had to choose between the two, I'd go for take Konate off and get Jones on for Dominic Szoboszlai. Also, I think Szoboszlai's doing fine. To be honest, I'd probably bring on Jones for McAllister, just to give McAllister a bit of a breather. And Jones is very good at holding possession and ball retention. So I feel like that is the key when he's coming onto the pitch. So I feel like he would be a better impact in that double pivot rather than in an advanced number 10 role. So Gakpo is coming on for Diaz. I think Gakpo's going to score the second goal. Just got that gut feeling. Always makes an impact, especially this season. He's been really good for us, very important for us. Whether he starts or when he was off the bench, he's shown a strong mentality where, he definitely gives it his all. Yeah, it's really important to have these players within your squad. Steve says we need that second goal to get these 3 points, 100%. Still got 18 minutes plus stoppage time remaining, but I definitely agree that second goal will just ease the pressure. Oh, what an audacious pass from Szoboszlai. A scorpion kick there. Almost found Salah through the middle, but the goalkeeper, he didn't want to be left embarrassed there, so he made sure he got out of his line and made that clearance, and it's a throw into Liverpool. Steve says Jones is shocking in a double pivot, holds on to too long and loses it in dangerous areas. He's not the best, don't get me wrong, but I feel like when it comes to sort of these latter stages of the game, if he's instructed to just keep the ball moving, he normally does a decent job. But yeah, for me, he's not the answer for that double pivot. I've seen him playing games. I feel like, I feel like he can do it, but probably just requires a bit of coaching and a better understanding of the role, where sometimes it's good to hold on to the ball, but sometimes you got to turn and move as well at the same time. So, because you look at Gravenberg, he doesn't hold on to the ball that much. He only does it when it's required, and normally he's on that half turn and he's trying to move the ball around. So, areas of Jones' game, I feel like he can definitely improve. At the same time, I feel like he can play in that number 6 role in a double pivot and can also do a job as a number 10. So this season, he'll definitely show that he has the capability. Jota goes through on goal. He's blocked by 3 players there. Got a little bit selfish. Maybe should have laid off to a Liverpool player. And Steve said John's better higher up the pitch, i.e. number 8, number 10 role. As it stands, we're not really playing a number 8. But yeah, I do agree. Number 8 is probably his sort of natural position. Or having said that, I know in his younger days he played as a number 10. So Szoboszlai has the ball to Salah. Shoot Salah. Oh, what a finish. That's the strike we were after. Once he found that space in the box, I knew he was about to shoot. And then the goal was literally goal bound for him. And he smashed it into the top bins. No chance for the goalkeeper. What a finish. The Egyptian King makes it 2-0 for Liverpool. And now we can breathe a little bit because we've got the second goal. Goal and assist for Mohamed Salah. That's why he's the man. Steve says Jones doesn't have the brains or quality to play as a number 6. I wouldn't quite go that far and say he doesn't have the brains. I feel like he does have it. It's just that he would never start ahead of McAllister and Gravenberg. But I do feel like he can do a job there. Whether he can do it for like 10 games straight is another conversation. But I do feel like he has the quality and the traits to do a decent job in those positions. So I feel like he can do a good job in that number 6 role. Jones as a cam is his best position. It could be his natural position, which I mentioned earlier on, because I remember him playing there for his younger days, but he doesn't get ahead of Szoboszlai. For me, he probably doesn't even get in front of Harvey Elliott. I feel like Harvey Elliott looks really good in that role and suits his ability to the T. And Doi with a wayward pass. I don't know what he was thinking, but yeah, goal kick for Liverpool. Steve says take Salah off now. Yeah, Steve is feeling pressure now, but we're fine. We're okay. We're okay. Don't worry. You know, Salah's in a good mood right now. He might get another goal. It might boost his confidence going into that Premier League fixture. I think if Chiesa was actually on the bench, I think maybe Salah would have come off. But I think due to options, he may stay on, to be honest with you. But right now, I'm not too concerned in terms of the opposition. They're not really presenting any sort of danger towards us. That's why I felt really calm going into the second half. I didn't feel like there was an urgency to, go all guns blazing. It was just a matter of time before we found our moment, and here we are. 75th minute, we found our moment, and we've got the second goal. Great block there from Konate on Ndoi. Orsolini tries to find Ndoi back in the middle of the box there, but cleared away by Van Dijk. Good play there from Tsimikas. Gravenberch to Szoboszlai. Tries to left to Salah. Dig pass to Gakpo. Gakpo just hesitated with the shot there. I think the bounce was quite high, so he just wasn't sure if he should go towards it to head it or wait for it to drop so he can hit a volley. Unfortunately, he did neither. So, chance gone there. Bologna are bringing on two players. They're actually bringing on their star striker in Santiago Castro. He's coming on in place for Ndoi. And you got Samuel Ling Jr., who's on loan from Aston Villa. He's also making his appearance off the bench. And he replaces Dalinga. Look at the speed of Van Dijk. This is the beauty of Van Dijk's play. He doesn't need to use his speed. To show it on that rare occasion that he still got it. I feel like people doubt his sort of levels in terms of his fitness and his able to recover. He still got it. That's why it's so key that we gave them. When I say them, I'm talking about Trent, Salah, and Van Dijk contract extensions. There's no way we can let any of these guys go out on a free. That would be suicidal, in my opinion. So, who knows what the future holds? I hope FSG, label whoever you want. Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, please get your act together and make sure these players have signed contract extensions and try and do it before Jan, because they are able to speak to foreign clubs as soon as it touches 1st of Jan. So that'd be a concern for me, if I'm being honest. Steve says John needs bodies behind him to play as a number 8, number 10 cam while he loses the ball. No panic, plenty of bodies behind him to stop opposition scoring. Plays as a number 6 double pivot. And fair enough, Steve. That's your opinion. I don't think he's that bad in that position. I haven't seen enough to kind of say definitely he's terrible. But whenever he's made little cameos here and there, I feel like he's done a decent job. He's also played there for England as well. So for me, it's an area that he has played and has played to a certain standard. So I feel like he can do the job. Gravenberch, drives the ball, takes a shot. Unlucky with the effort there. Steve said we just need to game manage that last 10 minutes out by keeping the ball, save our legs for next game. Yeah, definitely agree. The way we're playing right now, I feel like we're trying to get the third goal. So, um, but having said that, we're still in control of the game. I know they've brought on 2 attack-minded players now, so we'll definitely need to, slow it down a little bit, not to go too forward, making too many forward runs right now. We need to kind of manage and making sure that we're able to retrieve the ball and try not to lose possession. As Steve said, we've got 10 minutes left. We need to try and keep the ball. And yeah, try and walk away with a clean sheet. Not a bad result at all, in my opinion. Steve says, sell Nunes, buy Isak or Vlahovic. I need to see Vlahovic this season. I know when he was at his previous club, where was he before? I know he's at Juventus. He was a club before. And he looked really good there. I think it was Fiorentina. He looked really good there. And for Juventus, he's done well, but it's been a bit inconsistent for me. So I don't know. I definitely feel like we need to upgrade 100%. Isak would be the ideal choice because he's Premier League proven. I've been really impressed with how he's made an impact at Newcastle. So I'd love to see Isak. He'd actually probably be my first choice if I'm being honest. But I also like the look of the Sporting Lisbon striker, Gyökeres. I feel like he could be a fantastic option for us in the future. But, only time will tell. Oh, lovely flick there from Jota. Salah finds McAllister. Keeper makes a crucial block there. Steve said, if you played Jones as a number 6 against my team, I'll tell my players to press Jones at every opportunity. Yeah, but do you know what's funny? That's what probably people would say about Trent Alexander-Arnold, because he doesn't have that sort of tactical awareness when he's been playing that number 6 role. That's why when he did it for England, it was just that one-off game, and then I think Southgate binned that tactic altogether. So when you're a ball-playing midfielder, you need to have a bit of cleverness in how you play. So it's not where, don't expect to have the ball and you have like plenty of time to look up and spray passes around. You need to be very clever, very astute in terms of your touches. But as soon as you make that half turn, you need to think forward, make that ball go forward, and then take it from there. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. Steve said last 10 minutes I would go 4-5-1 counter attack. Yeah, it's not a bad shot. I think we're doing fine too. I'm really not worried. I'm very chilled in terms of how we play. I don't see Bologna causing any trouble whatsoever right now. So they've won on 2-3 players, but for me, they're not doing much. So look at that. We are actually making 5 substitutions in total, Steve. Look at that. So Trent is coming off. He doesn't look impressed, like bloody hell. Me again. In place for Conor Bradley. And I think Curtis Jones, your favourite player there, Steve, he's coming on. And he's actually replacing Szoboszlai in that number 10 role. Steve said Villa 1-0 up. I just literally saw a pop up. But I was confused because I thought they had already scored in the first half, but it said Duran scored in the 79th minute. So yeah, I need to double check that afterwards. But yeah, if they get that result against Bayern Munich, wow, what a moment for Villa. Szoboszlai deserves a huge round of applause. I thought he was fantastic today. Really impressed with his all-round play. And then Steve says Trent Alexander-Arnold, I would never play him as a 6. Some Liverpool fans have shouted. To be fair, I'll put my hand up. I thought it would be an interesting role for him to play in a double pivot. So I feel like he could definitely have an impact in that role. But the way we're moving right now, for me, Gravenberch and McAllister, it's the right balance. So, having said that, though, due to our limited numbers in that midfield option, I would still consider Trent as a midfield option because I feel like below Gravenberch and McAllister, you've got Jones, who you don't want to see in that role, but I still feel like he's an option in that number 6 role. Then you've got Endo, who the manager doesn't really favour. And then you've got Morton, who's untested at this level. So for me, you have to put Trent as a midfield option because we've got a player in Conor Bradley who can do a decent job at right back. So, that's just a bit of a long-term thinking where, until January doesn't come or until we don't sign another number 6, Trent for me has to be considered as maybe 5th or 6th option in that midfield position. So, yeah, I'm hoping we make some moves in January because right now we're playing some good football where, we're going towards that right direction. It'd be a shame to not reinforce the squad. I feel like we could definitely go on a different surge if we're able to add a couple bodies in that January window. But until then, we'll see how it goes for Liverpool. Steve says Jones for Dom. Hell yeah! So Steve is pleased with that substitution there. And Steve also said Ozzy, love FSG to sign Okochu, a silver from Benfica in Jan 2025. We win the title. That's the centre back silver, right? Yeah, he's a quality player. To be fair. Kochu as well from Benfica. Do you know what? I was thinking about this the other day when in terms of transfers. We don't do good business with Benfica. They always mug us off. Like all the players that we bought them in the past, it just hasn't worked out. So me personally, I'd probably stay away from signing Benfica players because it just never goes to plan. Jota tries a low cross to Salah. Salah not in the right position there for just in order to receive the ball there. Because you look at Darwin Núñez, that hasn't gone to plan in my opinion. Do you remember Markovic, who we signed all those years ago? He was a flop and a half. 50 million spent there. Who else did we sign? I know we signed other Benfica players, and I feel like it just never went to plan. And they always try and mug us off in terms of the transfer fees. So I don't know. Silva, he looks a quality player, don't get me wrong, but he would cost an arm and a leg. So I don't know if Liverpool would be willing to spend that kind of money on a centre back. And then the other player that you mentioned was Kochi. Yeah, he's a bit more of a realistic target. Obviously, used to play under Arne Slot, so he'd be an interesting option. And he can play in a 6 and a number 10 role. So profile-wise, I do think he ticks the boxes there. But yeah, it remains to be seen. I want a proper number 6, like a deep playmaker type player, not a player that can do both jobs. I feel like we have that in players within the squad. I feel like I need someone that can come in and do a shift. But having said that, if Gravenberch and McAllister are your first choice midfielders in the double pivot, having got you in your bench as an option is not a bad one, to be fair. So I wouldn't be against that move, but the price has to be right. They might charge 50 million for a player they played for like 10, 15 million for. So for me, yeah, Benfica, they're very, very astute when it comes to doing business with Liverpool because they've definitely got their money's worth in terms of selling players to us. And as Steve also said, all FSG signed Hato Zubimendi win the title. Yeah, you're definitely on the same wave as me with regards to Hato. Hato is a player I'm very impressed with, a player I really like, and I hope we see him in a Liverpool shirt one day. Zubimendi, yeah, call me petty. I'd rather walk away from that deal. I know City are linked to him as well because of Rodri's long-term injury, and that move makes sense for him to be understudied there. Even when Rodri's fit, it's a good player to have because they can both play together in the same team. I don't know. Do you know what? I feel like from a fan point of view, we all have our sort of conspiracies to say what happened with that deal. Why did it not happen? Was it Richard Hughes' fault? Was it that we didn't have the finances or we tried to haggle with the release clause? Or was it down to Zubimendi having second thoughts? And was his missus involved in that decision making? Honestly, we don't know. We don't know. We can just make guesses, and it could be a bit of both. So for me to sign a player that, you know, had doubts coming in the first place, I have doubts for him to even go for a second time and try and make the move for him. Because if he comes to the club and he feels homesick, which is a very strong possibility because he's rejected moves because he doesn't want to leave Real Sociedad. He doesn't want to leave his hometown at all. So I don't know. But in terms of the player, the profile, yes, he fits the bill. I would personally go for Varela from Porto. I feel like he ticks the boxes just as much as Zubimendi for me. So that'd be the player I want. Oh, I forgot Gakpo's on the run there for the counter attack, but they had the man on the halfway line. Okay. Steve says Nunes plus cash swap for Silva. Got you. Yeah, that's not happening. I would love for that to happen. I just doubt that would happen in a million years. Silva available for less than 50 million. Is that true? You gotta let me know your sources are, because last year, I think in Portugal they do business a bit different, where it's like if it's foreign clubs, they need to match the release clause. But you are they are willing to do business if it's around that release clause, if that makes sense. So 50 million is not a bad shout, to be fair. But would he get ahead of Konate? I'm not too sure. I know some fans like they'll bite their hand off for Antonio Silva instead of Konate. But I like the partnership between Van Dijk and Konate. I feel like they, as a combination, they tick all the boxes. But yeah, you never know. You never know. We'll see. Steve says, many say yes, FSG failed to come up with the money. Then Zumeni said, F you, I'm staying. If that's the case, in terms of our point of view, then I guess we can go for a second bid. But how would the player feel? If he got mugged off in the first instance, then what would give him the right to change his view in the second time? Because if it's come down from the owners, it probably shows a lack of ambitious in terms of trying to get him, or lack of desire to make sure they got their man, because in the end the move fell through. So make of what you will. But yeah, we'll see. Definitely an area that needs to be reinforced, and I'm hoping it's in the January window. And say Kochu, Vlahovic all scored for tonight. Well, I'm definitely going to check the highlights, that's for sure. And Steven Silva and Q back up to it wouldn't be a bad shot, to be fair, because he's still quite young, right? He's about 19, 20 years old. So yeah, he is definitely a young player, up and coming. So definitely a player to look out for. Richard has this comment saying player ratings. So I will be doing the player ratings in my match reaction show. So I'll be back in about an hour. So feel free to catch a bit of a breather or get a drink or have a bit of dinner. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'll be back at 11 p.m. I'll upload the stream very shortly, so you can hit that notification bell so you know what time I've gone live. And then I'll do the player ratings, and then we can discuss the game together again. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Steve and Richard for your comments. Appreciate your engagement as always, guys. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe. As I mentioned, we'll be back in about an hour's time for our match reaction show of this game. And we'll speak about the game in general, and we'll talk about the player ratings as well. And then, maybe we'll have a little brief look into the next which is against Palace. Also, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop me in the comment and I will answer accordingly. So I'll be back very soon, guys. Take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.